Hello gamers, it's SoftKitty99 and today we're back in the Luxury House Flipper expansion for part 2 of the second job called A New Chapter, and we're here converting what used to be a printing press area into a luxury loft style open plan flat. So we're starting work on the tiny little powder room on the ground floor, and then we'll be putting in a bathroom, a closet and a bedroom upstairs in the loft area. So we're following the instructions that our clients have given us. It's a young computing couple who've just moved to town and with their first jobs in this area, so we are following their directions now for the tiling. So we're using Dakota stone white tiles and Evangel small beige tiles to convert the room to make it look prettier. I think moving from this very dark green to this much paler, softer white stone is really a good move, because it just makes the whole thing look so much more upscale, doesn't it? Actually, to be honest, they're giving us the two different tiles, so we can do the whole room in just the white maybe and not even use the small beige tiles. But if you want like an accent, like you've got the small tiles in the corner here in the old one, and you could put the beige in for an accent, couldn't you? But if it's happy with it all being white, I think that was just going to look more upscale and posh perhaps by sticking with the white all the way around. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it all white. If the job's happy with it being all white, I just think it's going to look more posh if it's all white. But if I did use any of the brown, I'd just make it a small accent, maybe like behind where the sink area is or something like that. There we go, that's the tiling done. So we need to do the floor. But first, let us sell the spare tiles that we've got. So it's E to put it down and then sell them. So yeah, these beige tiles, so that would be like an accent colour, wouldn't it, if you used them? I mean, I went for the full white because I think it's more class, but Exangul small beige tiles, they did ask for them though, didn't they? If I don't put any in, maybe the client will be a little upset. So, like I said, maybe if we put a little accent panel behind where the sink is, and a couple of little corner sections like the old style was. That's the sort of thing you could do, isn't it? Maybe in the corner over this way as well, so it mirrors. But I don't think you want to put too much in. I suppose you could do one wall where the sink is as well. That could be a way to do an accent as well. And then the floor is the Dakota stone white tile. So we'll just fill in the floor space, and don't forget where the door is, and then that matches the wall. Well, I can see why they asked for the brown now, because the floor is exactly the same as the tiles as well. So that's a nice brown tile that matches the little accent, so we'll use that one for the towel. And I bet they want a mirror, don't they? Yeah, they do. The Logron dark mirror and some sconces. So a couple of lights, probably near where the sink is. We'll try and match the colour up a little bit. So if we put one above the sink, and then just put the mirror in. I should have put the mirror in first to make it easier to decide where the light sconce should have gone, shouldn't it? Now they want a second light sconce, don't they? So you could put one at either side of the mirror, or you can put them opposite sides of the room, I suppose, as well. So you could put one there, or you could put them at either side of the mirror and separate them. I'm going to put one at each side of the room just to make it nice and light if you're using the area. So I think that's everything for the little powder room bathroom downstairs. So it's just basically a toilet and a sink. And we've already put the door, and it's one of those sliding ones. So let's slide that closed. There we go. And then we did this lounge and kitchen area in the first episode. So up here, this is going to be the bedroom on the open plan landing space, and then we've got two doors off it. One of them's going to be a closet and the other one's going to be a full bathroom. So let's be methodical. Let's start with this open plan mezzanine floor level where we're going to put the bathroom. So they want us to paint 30 panels with the white paint. So I'm going to assume it's this wall here along the back that they want painting. And we'll just keep going until we get to 30 and we'll see if that's gone all the way across the wall. Because the area they gave us to paint downstairs fit perfectly on that small wall. There's the two little side walls up here. I don't think it's going to be big enough to get 30, is it? Well, maybe if you did both of them, but then with the open plan brick wall all the way around the rest of the side, I just think that might look a little odd, so I think this back wall is the better one. Oh, there we go, we've got to 30 and we've got 2 left, so I'm going to finish painting that wall there. Beautiful. I think that's definitely the best place to paint up here. Now, what do we want? The light oak mosaic for the flooring. Just freshen up the wood flooring. So we can do this in one big chunk because it's a nice oblong space. Lovely. That's quite nice actually. I really like that floor texture. I'm going to put the paint in here because oh yes, we do need to paint in there, good. I was just going to say I bet we need to paint white somewhere else, so we'll keep it. So the biggest piece of furniture is definitely going to be the bed then up here, isn't it? So which bed are they picking? The double bed teddy, the nice brown shades, that matches the colour scheme that we had downstairs, so that's definitely the one. Let's put that right in the middle of the space. And then let's make it nice and neat. Yes, I like that. One of my favourite beds in the game, that one as well. I wish we could change it to a different colour scheme as well. Now, we've got quite a lot of pieces of furniture, isn't there, for this little mezzanine area. So we've got cabinets, bookcases, armchair, floor lamps, table lamps, desks. That's quite a lot of stuff to fit in, isn't it? So the biggest pieces are going to be the desk and the bookcase. If we put the bookcase near the stairs, because that's going to be narrower and leave most of the access. So we'll pop that there, and we're sticking with the brown tone shades. If when we first pick them up it doesn't feel like the right colour, then we'll change it. Otherwise we'll probably go with what the game automatically gives us, because I think that's the default that the game's working with. Oh, sliding doors, yes, probably a good idea to pop those in to see how much space they need as they move. Make sure we cover the door properly, so we'll move it around a little bit till we're sure it's in the right spot. There we go. After getting one wrong downstairs, I'm a little bit paranoid about getting that right, because we didn't have a hammer earlier to move the door. Right. And there we go. Right, so that's the 2 doors. So now we've got a better idea of how much clearance space we've got. I suspect we're going to have to move the bed across a little bit, because that door, yeah, see that door now is basically touching the edge of the bed, so if we've got bedside cabinets to put in, there isn't going to be space for one there, is there, because of the door. So let's move a little bit. And once we've put the cabinets in, we're going to have to make sure that we can still open that door. Right, so there's the bedside cabinet. Let's try and pop that in next. Agmar cabinets. And brown to the front. Yeah. There's only just enough space there, so we can't really move the bed any further across. Try the door. Ah, that works good. We can still open the door. Excellent. Now, do we have bedside tables? That's a floor lamp. Ah, table lamps. So these are going to be the bedside table lamps. Well, they're very modern, aren't they? A bit industrial vibe to them. Make sure we're in the right orientation. Yes, everything that's coming up so far is matching quite nicely. We haven't really had to change the colours. We probably could change the colours entirely, but this definitely fits the mood boards that the clients gave us, so I think this is going to work well. The Agmar dark coloured desk, so they're definitely going for all the Agmar furniture, aren't they? Right, so for this we can either put it across the white wall or in front of the window. So since we've got a cabinet as well, I think we'll put the cabinet against the white wall and put the desk by the window so that we've got the light for working. And then this can go along the white wall now, can't it? Or actually, probably better to put it on the side wall because the door swings open in that direction, doesn't it? So for the sliding door we need the space. So if we put the two next to each other, that's probably better. Because it doesn't risk the furniture being hit by the door then. Didn't get the positioning correct. There we go. Yeah, so that Agmar style's pretty modern style, isn't it? And the Komodo floor lamp and bedside lamps that match with that industrial vibe of their construction, isn't it? Right then, so what else are we missing? Oh, the armchair is actually a desk chair. Right, beautiful. I was worried about where we'd fit an armchair actually, but it's the desk chair. So although that sounded like there was a lot of furniture, it actually fits into this space really well. And it doesn't look too cluttered. Yep, they said they wanted a nice, cosy, functional space, and I think we've pretty much got that now. Right, so behind the first door, I think is a slightly smaller room. So they want us to paint it with white, so we can use up the rest of the paint that we used on the landing. And then they want a light oak floor and then wardrobe. So this is going to be the closet space, the walk-in wardrobe. So we just freshen the walls up with a bit of white paint. And the lighting little makes the different walls look to be different colours. See, that looks very white where we're facing it. But off to the right it looks a little bit grey, and we've definitely just painted that wall white, so it's quite interesting with the lighting effects. So when you're painting it, it can look a little bit different on different walls. Do be aware of that when you're trying to pick colours. Right, so this is the final wall now. I think we should have enough paint. I don't think we'll have to buy more. Check that we've painted everything, and then let's get rid of the empty paint pot. Then the light oak mosaic floor, which matches what we've put out on the mezzanine floor for the open plan area. Our balcony mezzanine matches our closet. Now we've got quite a few pieces of open wardrobe space to put in here, so when we start putting it down we might have to move it around a bit to make sure we've got it all fitted in properly. So let's start with the corners, because really there's only 3 corners that they could possibly go in because of where the door is. So if we put the corner over there, if I can get it to fit. Or we could put the there's only 2 corner pieces, so maybe along the back wall, for the 2 corners. That's probably what they're thinking, isn't it? Or it could be 2 corners over in that corner. So there's only 2 places the 2 sets of corners could go, on that wall that we're looking at now, or on the wall that's to the left of us. And since I'm not familiar with the pieces they're asking us to put in, I'm not sure which one they want us to do. If we fit that over there, it's not quite going to fit in the middle, so I don't... Hang on, let me rotate it first to be sure about that. How big is the gap if we put that there? I don't think the gap's big enough to fit anything between it, so I suspect it's going to be 2 corners on the longer wall. If I can get it. It looks like it's in the right place, but it's not going green. Why aren't you going green? Oh, is it because of where I'm stood? Or is I stood too close? Oh, kitty. Right, so what else do we want? We want 3 more pieces of wardrobes. We want 2 of this and 1. Right, so one where we want 2, they look wider, and then 1 narrower one. So let's see how wide the wide one is. Right, so that definitely fits between those 2, so that makes sense now. Now, how long is this piece on this wall? That pretty much fills that wall up, doesn't it, if we put one of those there? I think that that's probably the configuration they were thinking of. So then we now just need 1 narrow piece, which can go closer to the door where the corner section is, I think. So if I move across the room and pop that in here, yeah, I think that's how it's meant to fit. And then they want a Fadden mirror. It comes in 3 different sizes. Which size should we put? I'm going to put a small one. Though we probably could have put a much bigger one, to be honest. But I just don't want to over-clutter the space, because it's quite a lot of things in one little room. But that's a really nice walk-in closet, isn't it? Which means that this room must be the upstairs bathroom that they wanted, because that's the only other space that we've got left. Yes, there we go. Pieces of plumbing system. So this is definitely the bathroom, and this is our final room for this project. So for the floor, they want the hexangle turquoise. This is the hexangle seems to be the honeycomb texture, and this time we're going with a green, a nice sea green floor. Now for the wall tiles, they're offering us 3 different tiles, and they're not telling us how many of each one to use, so it's up to us how we choose to design them. So we've got some of the hexangle turquoise, which matches the floor, so I'm guessing that's going to be a highlight, so we're not going to want a lot of those, so we'll just buy 1 stack. Then the hexangle big grey, so that's the matching pattern but a different colour, and then the cola white stone cladding, so you've got a different texture and nice white bright tiles. So where are we going to want some highlights? Do we do corners like they had downstairs in the bathroom originally? Let's see what this looks like when we do that. And then we can kind of fill in between with other colours. So do we do 2 end walls in one colour and the 2 side walls in a colour, or do we mix and match along the wall as well? There's a kind of 2 ways we could do it, aren't they? I kind of like that grey texture. It's very big honeycomb texture, isn't it? I like that one. Quite a stylish one, isn't it? And greys are very in colour in decorating at the moment as well. This grey goes with everything, so it just matches in with anything you want it to match with, doesn't it? I have to be honest, although the white tiles are quite bright, I don't particularly like that style of pattern. The flat white tiles just kind of remind me of school bathrooms, so I don't tend to see them as cosy in a house thing. I see them more as a institutional, keep things clean sort of colour, so I prefer to use a little bit less of those white clinical tiles. I much prefer these greens and greys that they've chosen. But we do want a little bit of bright, don't we? So I think we'd use them on the 2 smaller end walls. See what I mean? It just reminds me of like the institutional places where you clean tiles and things. Schools, hospitals, that kind of thing. So I have to be honest, I'm not that fond of those. Yeah, so if we put these on the end, then I think we'll have to buy a little bit more of the grey to fill in the gap near the door. But yeah, I think this is going to work like this, and that uses all three of the types of tiles that the clients asked for. Right. Oh, can't quite put them in one stack. So a little bit more of the grey. And then we'll make sure we finish the job before I sell the tiles off. So just fill this little gap, make sure I haven't missed any. To go round the door on this one as well. We've got the tile, haven't we? Just to give it that finish, polished finish. And just down to the side. Lovely. Right, let's sell off all the extras that we've got left. Now we want plumbing for a shower, a sink and a bathtub. So I think the only sensible place for the bathtub is going to be the end wall over there, and then the shower in the opposite side, and then the sink and the toilet in the middle. I think that's kind of what layout I'm going to go for. So yeah, it's bath over, because if we put the bath here, actually it could go on either, couldn't it? I was going to say that might be too close to the door, but it's not, because the door's a little bit more central, so we can definitely... I'm going to put the bathtub over here, and then the shower on the opposite wall, and I don't think either will overlap with where the door is, because that's the key thing there. So the bathtub, they want the cameo corner bathtub. Oh, now if I'd have realised it was the corner one, I might have put it at the opposite side, but to be honest, I kind of like the idea of the bathtub being down the end here. But I don't think I would have picked the corner one like that for the space that we've got. Okay. Maybe they were thinking we'd put it along the back wall, but then everything's going to be in one line, isn't it? So I think it's probably best to do it this way. Right, so let's assemble. Deal with the plumbing pipes and the inlet for the taps. And put a side pan in. That was a nice easy construction, wasn't it? Oh look, now it's got a gap against the wall. But I did try and put it as close to the corner as I could. Little minor nibbles occasionally with a few of the pieces. There's the shower plumbing, yes. So I definitely think we put the shower on the end wall here. We put it in the corner this way, maybe. I think I'm going to put it on this corner. So you could put one of those big walk-in showers along the end there. They've definitely got space for it. Shower did they pick? Seam, left side shower. Did I pick the right one? Did I pick the right corner? I think I did. Yes, I think so. Yeah, so they've picked a corner. Oh, budget will run out soon. I hope we've got enough, because we've only got half a bathroom. Well, they've got a toilet downstairs and a shower upstairs, so they can do the whole ablution routine even if we run out of money, but hopefully we've got enough. Yeah, so they could have put one of those walk-in showers all the way across that wall, couldn't they? But they didn't. They put a corner one in. I think they were expecting us to put everything along the back wall, but I just don't like putting everything like little ducks in a row. I think that just feels not nice somehow. Here we can put the towel rack on the outside, so you can step out and grab, or open the door and grab the towel, so that you don't trick the water everywhere around the room. Beautiful. Then in this middle section we need to fit a sink and a toilet. So a suspended toilet plumbing, so let's put that nearer to the bath, so we don't want the toilet directly opposite to the door entryway. the Fez suspended toilet. I think it's the only style of suspended toilet, so if they ask for a suspended toilet you don't have a choice anyway. So the rods go into the wall to take the weight, and then put that down and put in the flush switch. Okay, so that doesn't take much space, so that's an ideal thing for smaller bathrooms, I would have thought. And a sink plumbing system. Let's just put that slightly off to the side. I don't know how big of a unit they've chosen. I should have looked at that first to decide where to put the plumbing, shouldn't I? Right, so which sink did they pick? The Rando sink. Oh, this is one of these reclaimed pieces of wood type style sinks, isn't it? Yeah, I guess that's very in fitting with the loft style, isn't it, again? They've gone for a few pieces that have got that rough industrial texture look to go with the loft history, isn't they? Like reclaimed pieces of wood for the support for the sink, isn't it? Right, so that's all of the fixtures done, so that's good. And we haven't run out of money yet. Let's see if we can put in all of the extras they want. Nice fancy Logano mirror. Quite an expensive mirror actually. And what else? Toilet paper holder. It's quite a fancy one for that as well. There we go, let's put you there. And then that just leaves us the wall lamp. Oh, I think the budget's going to hold out quite nicely actually. We've still got some money left. Beautiful. We have completed everything. There you go, look, the pop-up says everything done, and now we can complete the job. I actually think it looks really nice. It is a very, very nice, cosy, friendly loft area. Beautiful place to live. The only thing I would have as a little bit of a niggle is how are you supposed to sleep and live your entire life with all of these open windows so all of your neighbours can see in? Because a lot of the buildings opposite, if you look, are all very tall, so that's the only thing that I would find difficult is being on display all the time. Yeah, because you see there's those big blocks. I suppose all the blocks are quite far away, so there's not really anybody that close to see what's going on, but it feels a little odd to me. Do like the light though. You have completed 100% of the job. You may now complete the job for over £4,000. Oh, look at the difference there. That's beautiful. Oh yeah, it looks like a completely different place. You would not believe what it looked like before if you hadn't seen it before, would you? Look at how much difference just a bit of tiling makes. That's beautiful, isn't it? It's made such a huge difference. Oh, I'm very proud of that one. That looked really, really nice. That was a great design for that one. Really like that one. I just hope when we do that for ourselves we can make it look even better. As that one looked phenomenal, didn't it, with the instructions they gave us. So now that we've completed the job, we should be able to purchase that loft to do up ourselves. So let's take a look. So the jobs are in map of jobs in the browser, so for purchase. So let's see if we can find the loft and take a look at how it will look if we were to purchase that ourselves. Oh, look, it's right next to the boat. Oh, it's about the same price as the boat, look. A charming small loft apartment recently transformed from a warehouse to a private art gallery. Even if its size is not impressive, the potential of this place is unlimited. Oh, right, so when we get it, it's not going to be a print room, it's going to be a little art gallery. Oh gosh, that's a mess up there, isn't it? Yeah, so there we go. That is the loft that we can now purchase. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. From SoftKitty99, goodbye and happy gaming!